July 10, 1976. A chemical plant in northern Italy explodes. A white cloud drifts over the town of Seveso. By the time anyone realizes what's happening, thousands of people have been poisoned by one of the most toxic substances on Earth, dioxin, the same chemical that poisoned Vietnam with Agent Orange. This is the disaster that changed environmental law across Europe, and somehow most people have never heard of it. Let me take you to Seveso, Italy, summer of 1976. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. The ICMESA chemical plant sits on the edge of town, making chemicals for pesticides and cosmetics. Just another factory. But inside, something is going wrong. A reactor is overheating. The safety systems aren't working, and since the plant is closed for the weekend, nobody is watching the gauges. At 12:37 p.m., the reactor bursts. A safety disc ruptures. A massive cloud of white vapor shoots 60 feet into the air. Then, it starts drifting south, toward the town. The cloud contains 6 pounds of TCDD, dioxin. To put that in perspective, a single ounce of this substance can kill 1 million people. 6 pounds were just released over Seveso, but nobody knows yet. The cloud drifts silently over homes, over farms, over playgrounds where children are playing. It settles on everything.
A fine white powder covering the town. By Sunday morning, the animals start dying. First the farm animals, chickens, rabbits, then cats and dogs. They're bleeding from their mouths, covered in sores, dying by the hundreds. Then the children start getting sick. Skin burns, blisters, vomiting. The local hospital has no idea what's wrong. They've never seen anything like it. And the company, ICMESA, says nothing. They know exactly what was released. They have the chemical formulas. They know about the dioxin. But they stay silent for a week, a full week, while people are getting poisoned. On July 17th, 7 days after the explosion, the company finally admits it. They released TCDD, the most toxic form of dioxin. The Italian government panics. 11 towns are evacuated. 736 people are forced from their homes immediately, never allowed to return. An exclusion zone is sealed off, with armed guards at the perimeter. But it's too late. Thousands have already been exposed. Children played in contaminated soil, families ate contaminated vegetables, and pregnant women were exposed to a substance known to cause horrific birth defects. The government makes a controversial decision. They offer abortions to any pregnant woman who was exposed, an act normally illegal in Catholic Italy. Over 700 women choose to terminate their pregnancies rather than risk giving birth to severely disabled children. But it gets worse. The company that owned ICMESA was a subsidiary of Hoffmann La Roche, a massive Swiss pharmaceutical company. Internal documents later showed Roche knew the reactor was dangerous for years. They knew the cooling systems were inadequate. They did nothing. After the disaster, they tried to downplay it, calling it a minor incident and fighting compensation claims for years. The contaminated soil had to be removed. 41 buildings were demolished. The topsoil was scraped off and buried in underground bunkers. But the worst part? The same company was making components for Agent Orange. They knew exactly how dangerous TCDD was. They'd seen what it did in Vietnam, and they let it happen in Italy anyway. The Seveso disaster did force Europe to act. In 1982, they passed the Seveso Directive, the first major law requiring companies to prevent chemical disasters and inform the public immediately. But 48 years later, parts of Seveso are still contaminated. The chemicals don't break down. They stay in the soil, in the water, forever. Hoffmann La Roche is still operating, still making billions. The executives who knew about the safety issues never faced criminal charges. The white cloud over Seveso was visible for minutes. The poison will last for generations. This is what happens when companies put profit over safety, when they know the dangers and stay silent while people are being poisoned. This is why we remember